Lawmakers debate bill aimed at incentivizing Arab states to join the Abraham Accord. Sorry. Let's see what this is on about.
Pursuant to notice, I now call up H.R. 4335. The Abraham Accords Defense Against Terror Act. This bill was circulated in advance, and the clerk shall designate the bill.
H.R. 4335, to provide authority to enhance security assistance with countries that are engaged in regional security cooperation efforts in the Middle East and North Africa and for other purposes.
Without objection, the first reading is dispensed with, and the bill is considered read and open to amendment at any point. Also, without objection, the Lawler Amendment, in the nature of a substitute, circulated to members in advance, shall be considered as read and will be treated as original text for the purpose of the amendment.
So it seems like they're trying to get more people to sign the Abraham Accords, is what it seems.
I want to thank my friend and
basically
my colleague, the MENA Subcommittee Chair, Representative
think of
Lawler,
the Abraham Accords as somewhat as a treaty like we have with like Puerto Rico and some of those
interoperability with partner forces.
Those countries
promotes regional stability by ensuring that foreign governments are equipped with high-quality, reliable U.S. defense systems. Yet the process underpinning foreign military sales is complex, lengthy, and opaque, leading many of our traditional defense partners to question U.S. reliability and commitment to our long-term partners. There is a clear recognition that it's simply not enough for our equipment to be the best. Those procuring U.S. origin weapons must also have the confidence that our equipment will be delivered on time in a transparent manner. Streamlining the FMS process is critical if the U.S. is to remain the partner of choice, particularly in the Middle East and North Africa, which represents the lion's share of FMS cases globally, yet also subject to some of the most egregious delays. This inherent unpredictability has increasingly driven our traditional partners to consider alternative defense suppliers, threatening the competitiveness of the U.S. defense industry as well as its interoperability. These sales are critical to ensure our partners and allies have the tools that they need to continue working with the U.S. to advance our shared objectives. These issues are something this committee will work hard to address, a goal that I know is shared by this administration. This is why this bill is essential by ensuring FMS sales to partners and allies in the region who have taken steps to advance critical U.S. national interests, notably with respect to Iran and Israel, receive priority when it comes to congressional review. These sales not only build partner capacity, but also help strengthen interoperability, as I've said already. This helps ensure key partners in the region are equipped to work in a hand-in-glove manner with us to collectively respond to evolving security challenges and ultimately strengthens our collective deterrence and therefore overall regional stability and the strength of the United States of America. Do any other members seek recognition? Ranking Member Meeks.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Let me be clear that I'm a strong supporter of the Abraham Accords and the efforts by Arab states to normalize diplomatic relationships with Israel. It is something that I
Holy shit, the fucking cracking of your mic.
Please. In Congress, for the first time, countries agreeing to the Jewish state of Israel. It is the beginning of trying to get to a real peace in the Middle East. It is just the beginning. We have a long way to go. But I'm a supporter, and I thank the many Arab countries who have agreed to normalize
hopefully with all these Arab countries signing the Abraham Accords, with this they can try and facilitate some kind of living arrangements for some time, for some of these people in Gaza,
based on merit,
so that they can fucking just try and rebuild it.
We shouldn't be
I don't know. Trump was still trying to get the surrounding countries to try and take some of these people in for some time.
It should be done on the merits, as we see countries.
I don't know if he's still trying to do that.
Forward. We cannot.
I would assume so, especially with the Abraham Accord.
It is, in Mr. Lawler's bill, it would mandate expedited processing of all U.S. arms sales to the Abraham Accord countries, as well as we shrink the statutory required congressional review time of any such sale from 30 to 15 days. Why do I disagree with this? Is because this would put such a review periods on par with our historic U.S. treaty allies, like NATO member countries, like South Korea and Japan. And while I support the broadening of the Abraham Accords, I don't believe it is appropriate to equate long-standing allies like the UK
with
like
weaponry
France
or
well, Canada,
firepower.
all countries with which the United States has detailed, comprehensive defensive agreements.
But I mean, you kind of do need some defensive agreement measure, right? Because all of these people are looking for some kind of security,
the US
right?
weapons, the use of U.S. weapons and
how do you facilitate, right, and make sure that these
technologies,
right, these things are right, these deals are being
would be
created, right,
the misuse and diversion of
properly
U.S. weapons
and
in Yemen. The
from
UAE
prying eyes or people trying to steal, right, from the trade deal that's going on.
And this has been extensively documented. I've paid particular attention to what's taking place and talking to our humanitarian groups and talking to individuals about what's happening on the ground.
Yeah, I mean, and you already seen, right, in Gaza, they were, right, some of the Hamas people are trying to steal the aid from the people that need it.
An Abraham Accord country.
So that's why Netanyahu's having an issue with, right, all the aid issue. That's why he probably
we provide,
right, was
expedited
having some of his
our closest allies, or we do provide an expedited
his infantry on the floor around there, right, trying to stop those people. And unfortunately, some of the innocent bystanders were right in the crosshairs as well.
Party to the Abraham Accord.
Or they were in the middle of the crossfire.
This bill also comes at the time that the Trump administration has made corrupt pay-to-play deals with the Gulf governments, a central part of U.S. policy. Congress still has yet to receive any substantive details from the administration regarding the arms, crypto, and AI deals the White House announced during President Trump's May Gulf trip. This reflects the administration's unfortunate pattern of discounting the legislative branch and flaunting transparency and oversight.
Well, it's because the legislative branch...
I cannot support this bill at this time.
I guess because they felt during the first term you guys fucked them over so much.
Ranking member yields back. Do any other members seek recognition? Representative
So that's why I was like, fuck the legislative branch.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you for bringing this bill forward for markup today. The Abraham Accords were the single greatest development towards peace in the Middle East in recent decades. For over 75 years, Israel has been our staunchest ally and a pivotal partner in the region. Israel is a beacon of freedom, democracy, and prosperity, a true innovation nation with a successful and vibrant society despite the geopolitical conditions they have faced. President Trump recognized this during his first administration, and he worked diligently with some of our partners in the Arab world to showcase this. He showed them the economic benefits to normalizing with Israel, and that the real inhibitor to a prosperous Middle East is not Israel, but Iran. So, at its origins in September 2020, the Abraham Accords included the UAE and Bahrain. Morocco joined the following December. During President Biden's term, he made no forward progress with other nations to normalize with Israel. And luckily, President Trump has again been prioritizing this agreement since he has been back in the White House. The Abraham Accords Defense Against Terror Act will make the president's job just a little easier by further incentivizing countries to normalize with Israel.
Well, I mean,
this legislation will enhance I would assume
he's trying to incentivize people to for themselves to pick up arms, right, for their own military, for their own military defensive security purposes.
Specifically,
right?
it narrows the timeline for congressional
I hate to say it, but
after
start
arms
fucking making some defense.
This is the same preferential treatment that our NATO allies
Start making some defenses.
In addition to the tangible benefits of this shorter time period, there's also great symbolism. We are showing our Middle East partners that we're serious about deepening security ties.
Because I mean, you're already having
This
that
was
with
something I
Israel,
emphasized
right?
when I traveled to the region this past May,
Right, Hamas.
and something I know the president has focused on during his trip there as well.
I mean, why
The
else
United
did they go
States
into
sees the
October
UAE,
7th,
Bahrain,
right,
and
do the
Morocco
October
as key
7th
partners,
bullshit?
and we are dedicated to
fucking
maintaining
kill a
these
bunch of people and then
relationships
take
and
some
expanding them
hostages.
further.
They're probably trying
A
to
similar
right,
sentiment is
grab
shared for
land,
Saudi
too.
Arabia and our other partners in the region.
Not only
We are hopeful that
disrupt
Saudi
the
Arabia and others
government
in the
and
future
right,
know
disrupt
this
its
as well.
hold on
As
its
a leader in
people.
the Arab world, Saudi Arabia joining the Abraham Accords would make massive inroads for Israel's relationships, not only in the Middle East, but across the globe. So I want to thank Chairman Mast for understanding the benefits of strengthening ties in the Middle East and for bringing this critical legislation before the House Foreign Affairs Committee. And I encourage all of my fellow committee members to support this bipartisan bill, and I yield the remainder of my time.
Representative yields. Representative Jacobs is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm opposing this bill. Overseeing arms transfer decisions is one of the most important oversight duties of this committee, and I cannot support a bill that weakens our oversight responsibilities. This bill would cut in half the time for Congress to review sales to Abraham Accord countries, which includes Egypt and the United Arab Emirates. In Egypt, Congress maintains long-standing concerns with its poor human rights record and growing ties to Russia and China. In the UAE, I and other members of this committee have expressed deep concerns that Abu Dhabi's continued material support to the Rapid Support Forces in Sudan, which is committing a horrific genocide in Darfur. We should not grant these countries privileged access to U.S. arms, given these considerations. Besides, this bill won't even solve the problems my colleagues are trying to solve. We all know that the arms transfer process is often a years-long process, whose lengthy
Honestly,
aspects
all
are
you
the
have to do
DoD
is take a
contracting
look at
timeline and the production
take a
timeline.
look at what these
Shaving
weapons that some
15
of these
days off of
right
the congressional
guerrilla
notification
ragtag
clock
brigades
will do
of,
little
right,
to incentivize countries to normalize relations with Israel. But it will
terrorist
have the
organizations
time
and see
available to members of Congress
well,
to assess some
you know
highly
who they've been
sensitive sales to
trading
countries
with
that require
once you see
heightened,
their
not
weapons.
weakened oversight. So for that reason, I oppose this bill. I urge my colleagues to do so as well. And Mr. Chairman, I yield back.
Yields back. Representative Self is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I
Or-
applaud Mr.
or they
Lawler's
stole it
work
from
on
us
this. The Abraham
because,
Accords
well,
are vitally important
and we left a bunch
to
of
the Middle
equipment
East.
all over the fucking
I will
place,
just
right?
make 2 points along the lines of Mr. Meeks. If everything is most important, nothing is. If everything is number one, nothing is. So we need to be careful because our industrial base is having trouble keeping up right now with our commitments for weapons across the world, as is the European industrial base. And secondly, I want to make
Yeah, if
very
people haven't
clear
caught
that
on,
I
we do
support the
supply a lot of
qualitative
nations
edge
with
of Israel's
firepower.
weapons from the U.S. over anyone else in the
especially
region.
the Western
so we need to be
countries.
really careful about the qualitative edge of the Israeli weapon systems that we are getting to them. With that, I yield back.
There you have it.